Hello, hello! And welcome back as my quest for the horror continues to the climax. Which is what happens when you start fingering Padme Amidala in Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Padme, but I'm not talking about the orgasm. Come on. It's the wrong climax. I'm talking about the shitbox hackneyed, oh, I died of grief, but also force choking baby, followed by a prolonged no after having all your limbs forcibly amputated by lightsaber climax that we all got stuck with at the end of episode 3. That was the horror. That was the horror. And you know, it kind of pains me to say this a little bit, but after seeing Rogue One and the trailer for The Last Jedi, I think maybe it's a good thing that somebody finally took away George Lucas's toys. He was not playing with them in an appropriate fashion. He really wasn't. And as much as I hate to bow down before the almighty mouse god and his empire to kiss the ring, I think I'm pretty sure Disney may have saved Star Wars. I really think they did. It's abundantly clear to me, especially in some of the post-Disney interviews that Lucas has done, that good old George and his neckbeard there didn't truly understand what it was that he'd actually created, or really why people sort of responded to it at all. He just didn't get it. But Disney, turns out, yeah, they definitely get it. The Magic Kingdom knows magic. Who would have guessed? That's why they didn't give us shit like pod racing, Jar Jar Binks, midichlorians, or virgin births. None of that in The Force Awakens, none of that in Rogue One. Really, the only thing George Lucas got right was General Grievous. And he definitely kind of shit the bed even on his one big hit by giving him the name General Grievous. Oh, Anakin murdering younglings. Sorry, he got two things right. Anakin murdering younglings is the other thing. Still, Pete, why are you talking about Star Wars? I don't know. I'm down here in the Darkest Dungeon talking about the shuffling horror, and I wanted a cheap finger in Padme joke. That's really all I was looking for. So we're going to feast, get some heals, a little bit of stress relief, and what we need to do with is come up with a stress management solution, but also some buffs that can get us through to the end of the dungeon. We have something that both prevents nighttime ambush and helps with... I thought we had a mortality debuff on somebody, did we not? I was almost positive somebody had a mortality debuff, but I guess I was wrong. Well, good. I'm glad to be wrong. Hound's Watch. No, thank you. Release the Hound. Also, no, we don't really need scouting, and we're not... Well, I mean, this does prevent nighttime ambush, but it takes 4 time and doesn't really give us a bonus we're interested in. Sanctuary. Also prevents nighttime ambush, and really helps anybody who has a mortality debuff, which I was almost positive we had, but apparently I was mistaken about that. So, I'm guessing we do just like Zealous Vigil. This will get rid of 25 of Dwayne Hicks' stress, and he only has 27, so that pretty much wraps him up. We could also do a Zealous Speech, but man, that's 9 times. That's a lot of our available time. First off, let's prevent nighttime ambush. I'm not sure if you even can get ambushed in the Darkest Dungeon, but it definitely won't hurt to run it. And then maybe we do like a little therapy dog. Do we not have therapy dog? We have therapy dog. Minus 10 stress to all companions. That'll take care of you, that'll take care of you, and that gets most of you. Alright, so we therapy dog, and then I think we follow that with just a general encouragement. All of our stress is now taken care of. How much time have we got left? Because what we want to try and get... Never mind. I was trying to de-click and click away a bark, and instead of clicking away a bark, what I did is finish resting. They really need to fix that, actually. Okay. Well, we didn't get any buffs that we might have liked. We could have at least gotten minus 15 stress for the rest of the party, but all things considered, I still think we're doing pretty good. We're driving to the horror. Let's finish the drive. We got to keep our light level high. How are we doing on light, by the way? I'm going to keep it at above 75. This is our magic number. Okay, taking a little bit of stress. And here we go. Fight time. All right. We got this, guys. First things first, we're going to hit this dude with the Shadow Fade. We want to try and keep the stress at a minimum. The stun is nothing short of beautiful. Also, our party was out of order because now that it occurs to me that our goal is actually to swap these two. and then we could have whacked somebody with a cudgel. Now we're not going to get to. Instead, let's chew his face off and see if maybe we can get a quick kill. Dwayne Hicks taking a little bit of the finger. Hey, you're only supposed to be fingering Padme back here. I'm just throwing that out there. Let's go for the damage and the heal. Padme was the one person who came out of our camping adventures with a little bit of, you know, a little lower health total. Let's go ahead and bolster that back up. And then we're going to start working this guy over. We couldn't hit this guy, so there was no way we could get the kill, but we did seal his fate with Sophia. That's beautiful. Here comes the old death lash. This one, not really much to worry about, and Sophia's stepping out of the way anyway, so Dwayne is the only person taking any damage off of this. Another fates reveal, okay? The sweet dodge from Henry Blake. Okay, oh, the sweet dodge from the Ascended Witch. It's oh so much less sweet when you do it. Okay, give me the bite. All right, we got the bite, we got the bleed. I think we got to go for a big heal on Corporal Hicks. We want to keep him patched up. The guy keeps getting acid thrown in his face and melting his armor off. We don't want to take any chances with that. Nice critical from Sophia, and that just leaves us with one priest left to deal with here. I think we'll go ahead and mark him first. I'm gonna take one round here. Little death lash. Okay, no biggie. 8 damage, we can handle that. It's also 8 stress, but the 8 stress is not a big deal. Let's get a little bit of stress relief here from an inspiring cry. Keep our Houndmaster back there under control. It also gives us another opportunity to drop a big heal on Corporal Hicks. And then we got a full round to work this dude over, and we're going to work him over hard. In fact, you know what? Let's go for the stun. If we don't get the stun there, I was going to say we could follow that up with Hicks and have him go for the stun. Gnaw on that dude's... Oh, what a gnaw, and he gave him 29 damage. 15, if we had gotten that bleed, you'd be dead right now, but we didn't. I'm going to trust Sophia to win a speed roll here. She's got this. You can beat him, Sophia. You can do it. She did it! She did it! She did it! There it is. Beautiful. All right. That was an excellent fight, guys. Nicely done. Okay, our journey through the dungeon so far. Man, you know what? I'm not even going to say it, because as soon as I say it, I'll jinx it. We still have like 3 fights before we make it to the end of the dungeon. I'm not risking running the jinx on anything. Everything's bad. Oh, never mind. We're already at the Shuffling Horror. Well, shit. I thought we had more dungeon left to go. So we definitely are not going to get the stun on the Shuffling Horror. Although, our Houndmaster theoretically could get the stun. He's 148% stun resistant, but for our Houndmaster, that's surmountable. But I think we are better suited to let's just start working it, mark it, damage, and keep pumping it. We are going to forego Henry Blake's first opportunity here. Next time, that dude is getting his face bit off with a biscuit-buffed damage roll. Okay, here comes the finger. We are going to get shuffled after our next one, too. That's another important thing to remember. Padme taking a little bit of damage and a bleed. Undulations. All right, this is going to shuffle us. That's fine. The shuffle actually turned out pretty good for us. It's going to give us an opportunity to go for the Holy Lance here with Hicks. Here comes a lacerate. All right, this is also a bleed. How big of a bleed? Pretty big bleed, actually. Now, this target is marked. I think we can abide the bleed for 1 turn for an opportunity to get to mark. You know what? We could cure it and give our... You know, let's cure it. We'll cure the bleed, give ourselves a little bonus dodge. Means we're not going to get any damage, which is unfortunate, but what we can do, take our tasty dog treat. Give me the stun. You can do it. Ah, okay. You can't do it. He resisted. Death Lash is real bad. That makes us more bleed vulnerable. We can cure one of those. Oh, look at that, though. Dwayne Hicks with the big wallop. A righteous blow indeed, sir. Okay, here come the undulations again. We're going to go back to the shuffle. These shuffles have not been terrifically calamitous for us. We're going to go for the Divine Comfort here. When we get the opportunity and we want to just straight up heal Padme individually, we'll probably go for the damage version rather than throwing the straight up heal. I think we definitely want to go for the Shadow Fade. Not that it's going to work. Yeah, we knew that one was getting resisted. We just wanted to move our party a little bit. Henry Blake taking a little bit of the finger. I'm really wishing I had not gone. Oh, come on. The dodge, though. I really wish I had not gone for that stun. I thought maybe with the cudgel, we might be able to pull it out, but oh, how wrong I was. We definitely got to go for the Divine Comfort here. We're getting good heals out of Padme. I'm telling you what, you finger your Padme, you get quality results. You know, unless you're Anakin Skywalker, in which case you get 2 bastard children you're never going to see. Throw the knife. 7 damage is all we got out of that, though. Okay, Padme has a monster bleed. No more of that. We're going to bandage that shit up. And also, Padme throwing a directed heal at herself. What is our stun chance here? 164% base versus this guy's 148. Well, that's just... Okay, never mind. That's actually objectively a terrible idea. Let's just go for the mark. We can't use Hound's Rush from the front rank, which is probably why they keep sticking our Houndmaster in there, but at least we can mark for Sophia. Got our undulations again. We're going back into Shuffletown. Sophia dodged it and yet still got shuffled. Another big wallop from Dwayne Hicks, though. That guy is on fire. Comes the Lacerate. Sweet dodge from Sophia. We got the bleed back. We're going to want to try and fix that up. Honestly, I think we go ahead and Shadow Fade here. Even though we know we're not going to get the stun, it does give us bonuses. Adding sweetly to our dodge. We got some bleed debuffs going. Okay. There's a big hit. And we probably should have eaten a dog biscuit before we did that. All right, Padme, I'm going to give you another bandage. And let's just go directed heal here. Give yourself the big one. Come the undulations. Once again, we're going for the Shuffletown. Put our healer in front. That's bad. But it's not the end of the world. This guy is all but dead. Got the Lacerate. Okay, the double bleed is real bad. We could cure that bleed, but instead, I think we go for the lunge here. This gets our clear into a position where she can't throw the big heal, but she can throw a heal. Yeah, that bleed is a real problem. That's going to put us on death's door. Undulations. We need somebody to heal. Okay, do this. Eat that. And then bite this man. Send in the dog. Got him down to 10. Alright, well, we can't let you go onto death's door. So I'm going to have to... even though we could have theoretically popped him out here, he does have fatal damage from the bleed. You're still going on death's door thanks to the bleed. Yep, that's real bad. Okay, bandage. And you cannot heal yourself as much as we might like, but you can give yourself at least 7 along with the rest of the party. Okay, throw the knife. There it is, Sophia from the back rank with the kill. And all that leaves us is one cultist priest to deal with. Comes another death lash. Okay, that's bad. It's not critically bad because it's not fatal. We're not going to get shuffled anymore either, which is nice. Let's chew this guy's face off with Henry Blake. We're bleeding more than I'd like here. I'm going to go ahead and... I really don't want to take a risk on the death blow. That gives us an overall total of 13. All right, Sophia, get in front of Padme if you would. Nicely done. Another bite here. That's fatal damage. We did it. Shuffling Horror is down, and we picked up the Ancestors map, which is actually one of my favorite trinkets in the game. I'm loving it. Pete, are you going to continue adventuring here? I'm thinking about it because I know there's a treasure chest in this room that has one of the Ancestors relics in it. The problem is, what if we take on the way a food prompt? Because we don't have enough food, and 2, our healer is pretty banged up. We can bandage that off. You know what? I'm going to press my luck. This is foolhardy in the extreme. What we should be doing is just going home where we know everything is cool and everything is safe. And instead, we're going to go get in a fist fight for no particular reason. But I know there's a treasure chest in here. The last time we came into this dungeon, we found a treasure chest in here. And as I understand it, the darkest dungeon is in no way random. Everything in this dungeon is fixed. It will always be the same, which means if there was treasure here once, there's going to be treasure here again. Okay, and we did make it without requiring a heal. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, we feed Padme the last of our food, because this is it. This is the final fight. We make it through this one, we are good to go. Party order is correct. Looks good. All right. I have confidence. This team has been doing work the whole dungeon in. I think they've got more work left in them. So we definitely want to try. Who has the lowest stun resistance? Bad, bad. Like, I mean, we could definitely stun you, but unfortunately we can't use the stun on you, which is the problem. But we did get it there. Perfect. Flesh wall. This is acceptable for us. We don't really care. Fate's reveal. All right, we're going to take some stress here. We want to get the stress unit dead. Although, if we have to pay for stress relief at the end of this dungeon, I'd be okay with that. 10 and a finger. Don't get bleed. All right, she resisted the bleed. That's nice. You know what you're going to do, Padme? Crank up your own heals here. He hit you for a little bit. You got more than that little bit back. Give me the stun. We knew that guy was going to step in front of it, but that's the last thing he's going to step in front of because he's stunned now, and he also is not healing shit this way. We're going to whack that cultist priest for 19. All right. Start chucking knives at this dude in the back, Sophia. We cannot let that guy continue to hit us with stress attacks. Dodge? Nope. Actually, a terrifically unfortunate critical. Okay, we can fix that bleed, and yeah, of course, the Fate's Reveal on top of it, because, I mean, it wouldn't be the darkest dungeon if we didn't walk out of here with at least one person afflicted, am I right? So we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and get a stun on this man. He hasn't gone yet, and I really, really would rather not take a critical finger at this point. In fact, we're going to kill that guy. We got to go for the directed big heal on our boy. That's good. Okay, so far, things are coming along. Keep whipping the knives. We're going to have to take another Fate's Reveal in all likelihood. Oh, good. The healing guy is healing the dude we definitely don't want healed. Ready for a new god. Okay, that time Henry Blake pulls out the sweet dodge, which is delightful because that means we might be able to get the kill on this dude if we get the bleed, which we did not and wouldn't have gotten the kill even if we had. The dodge! Henry Blake is... he's so good! Alright, we're gonna get a little AoE heal. I want the stress relief. We're not gonna be able to get this. Come on, Sophia. That's my girl. Get the kill. There it is! Who's a good girl? Sophia's a good girl. We're taking a rant. As long as this doesn't critical, I don't care. And if it gets dodged, I'm totally fine with that. Flesh to flesh, gonna heal a guy who was actually not injured, which is perfect. Now he's gonna get stunned. Okay, we're gonna do this. Back-to-back critical stress heals from Dwayne Hicks. Critical stress heals from Dwayne Hicks. Suddenly I'm fucking Elmer Fudd down here in the dungeon. Critical stress heals from Dwayne Hicks. He's on fire. You know what? Stab this man in the heart. Little flesh to flesh. This is perfectly fine. They can't accuse us of delaying because we are still throwing attacks here. These guys are just tougher than we'd like. A little bit of Cry Havoc for some dope stress relief. Okay, and chop to the face. Not quite enough to get us home, but you know what? This will. My girl, Padme Amidala, showing what happens when you finger the Padme. You get smote down by the heavens. Arms lightsabered off, left in a pit on some ass into the fucking universe, lying next to a pool of lava. Just doesn't end good for anybody, really. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and, you know, Cry Havoc. Somebody's got to do some damage so we didn't get accused of the tarrying penalty here. And I think we can probably go one more round with stress healing. Man, not only are we taking down the darkest dungeon here, I mean, it sort of feels like we're sort of wrecking the dump up. This group is coming out not just with the dungeon victory, they're actually coming out with some really palpable low levels of... I mean, we didn't just win this one, we won it by a couple touchdowns. This was a big game for us. A bit of stress relief, and the kill, there it is. Okay. We did extra rooms in the darkest dungeon just for the straight up treasure. I mean, that's unheard of. Just coming in here, turkey trotting over this dump. Something hastily left behind by our ancestor. The ancestor's coat, which is freaking amazing. In addition to that, we're also picking up like 3 grand and an emerald. So yeah, you know what? This room, definitely worth the price of admission. Let's get the hell out of the darkest dungeon now. Layer 1 of the darkest dungeon be done, son. We're down here wrecking shop. Man, I feel really good about that. We are the flame. We are the flame indeed. We are the light. We are the fire. We be light, we be life, we be fire, we be blue electric angels. Come be we and be free. We rumble underground wind, we dance heaven. So we got nothing? Okay. Nothing positive or negative out of that. Huh. Okay. I would have figured we were getting some like long-term debilitating quirks out of that. But what we instead got, a long day awaited, word of our predicament is spread, and a new crop of aspiring corpses step from the stagecoach. 6 more recruits than usual. That's a lot of recruits. So Rita Morgan got rid of her tapeworm, Shane no longer has scurvy, Jack Dawson likewise also got rid of his scurvy. Success in the Darkest Dungeon has inspired all heroes in the hamlet. Stress removed. I got rid of everybody's. Ooh, hello. Also, Nick Bradshaw, I see, has demon face now. Well, I mean, you can't win them all. Sometimes you're going to get the demon face. Oh, Russell Franklin has demon face, too. Well, let's check out our potential bevy of new recruits. We got all of these people, and none of them are level 3, huh? Okay. I mean, we got Pico, Adventurer, Plague Doctor, and that's as close as we got. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty goddamn disappointing, actually. It's fucking heartbreaking. Not one single level. All right, well, I mean, our rule still applies. If you ain't level 3, you ain't getting hired. So, see you in hell. That's disappointing. Do we need to do stress relief? No, because we got rid of all of our stress. So let's, what are our next potential missions? I mean, we could go right back into the Darkest Dungeon. Not with Hicks, Blake, Padme, or Sophia. Their days in the Darkest Dungeon are done. Layer 2 of the Darkest Dungeon. Lighting the way. Overwhelm the defending forces and illuminate the beacons. Force the thing to reveal itself prematurely. This is the one where we have to take the... Is this the one where we have to fight the things that teleport us? I don't remember. It's been a while since I played. It'll come back to me, don't worry. 15,000 gold. I really don't feel like we actually have a team that's going to be well suited for that. We could do Wash, Caitlin Stark, Russell Franklin, Trinity. I'm not feeling the mojo necessarily. Also, I really want my Seekers to all be level 6 before we start taking them down into the dungeon. We got Washburn, we got Stark, Rita Morgan. I really want to get Nicholas Brody, Matthew Crawley, Primrose Everdeen, and Russell Franklin into a dungeon. I think this is the team we're going to want to take into level 2 of the dungeon. But we got to get them to resolve rank 6 before we try that. That's going to have to happen in another episode, though, because this one, I'm taking my victory, I'm taking my win, and I'm going home. Sometimes, Anakin, when you stop killing younglings, after you've done it, after you've gotten the win, you take your ball and go home. You don't fly to the lava planet to square off against Obi-Wan. You just go, you know what? My evil is done today. I have done enough evil. For one day, I'm good. Also, you know, from his perspective, it was the Jedi who were evil. And you got to go back and think about that. I mean, sure, Anakin killed innocent children, but were they innocent? I mean, the Jedi had already brainwashed those kids. Maybe it was sort of a it's too late to save them kind of scenario. Did you ever think about that? Maybe Anakin truly was the chosen one. Maybe he was bringing balance to the Force by getting rid of a corrupt council of Jedi. Yeah, think about it. You know, between episodes, because I'm done. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. And if you'd like to see our final assault on the old Darkest Dungeon, I consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, I'm going to go finger Padme. Not, you know, that came out wrong. Could have been misconstrued. I'm going to go point at her for being responsible for Emperor Palpatine's rise to power. That's what I meant, not, you know, like, sexually. Although if she's amenable, I wouldn't say no. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.